Okay, so this week I've got a simple what I eat in a week video for you. Originally, I actually wanted to tie it with a deeper dive into how my meals stack up against recommended micronutrient intakes, but the research is actually taking a little bit longer than expected, so I'll save that for another video, which will be coming out in 2 weeks. So stay tuned if that's something of interest. But so let's start with Monday. So for breakfast, I had a chia seed and quinoa porridge with fresh berries. I always soak the chia seeds first because it helps them blend better with yogurt and gives the mix a nice smooth texture. I also feel like when you mix them with liquid, they actually have the chance to properly soak up and become really fluffy, while when you mix them directly with yogurt, they kind of become clumpy, which I don't really like. Then I also cooked some quinoa and combined it with Greek yogurt and berries. I don't know what it is, but using fresh berries in the morning just feels like such a treat to me, probably because they're not always in season, so when they are, I really enjoy them. I topped the porridge with the soaked chia seeds, and I completely agree that it might not look very appetizing, but the taste was really nice and it was very light and tasty, which is how I like my breakfast. For lunch, I had a chicken and sweet potato salad, which was super tasty. It was balancing sweetness and a little bit of tangy and spicy flavor from the dressing, but also the softness of chickpeas and the sweet potato with a little bit of crunch of the salad, so it was really nice. I actually love these types of salads, especially for lunch, because they fill me up but don't make me feel like I want to take a nap immediately after. Then came my new snack obsession, frozen fruit sorbet. So I've been having it pretty much every single day, and this version was made with frozen pineapple, raspberries, banana, and a scoop of collagen powder, which I feel like it really helps my skin stay hydrated and very plump, although it does give me headaches occasionally, so I'm on the lookout for the best brand. The ice cream comes out super creamy and I honestly can't get enough. You can top it with all kinds of things like chocolate and peanut butter, which you will actually see later in the video. You can mix it with a protein dessert, which I sometimes do as well, and it adds a little bit of extra sweetness, and this is just so good. If you haven't tried it, please do. For dinner, I had potatoes with chicken liver and apples based on my grandma's recipe. I know that liver is not everyone's cup of tea, but I actually love the taste when it's combined with something sweet and crunchy like apples. And I feel it tastes really decadent and luxurious in my opinion, despite the fact that it definitely doesn't look the part. So I cooked the apples with a bit of cinnamon, and in the meantime I prepped the chicken liver. I know it doesn't look very good, so please excuse. Once the apples were tender, I put them aside and cooked the livers on the same pan with a bit of olive oil. If my grandma sees this video, I don't think she's going to be very pleased because she always cooks chicken liver with butter, which definitely makes it taste better and gives it a richer taste, but I just didn't have any on hand, so I went with olive oil. Once the liver was cooked, I seasoned it with some salt, pepper and chili for some heat, mixed it with apples and served it with potatoes. On second thought, I should have mashed them. It would have been so much better, but I couldn't be bothered, so they were just cooked. Still super tasty and super nutritious. Actually, a portion of 150 grams costs about €1.50 and covers your vitamin A needs for a whole week approximately. So it's definitely a win-win. On Tuesday, I started the day with breakfast tacos. To make them, I chopped some red peppers, fried them on a bit of olive oil, and in the meantime I grilled 2 small tortillas. I also mashed some avocado and mixed it with lemon, salt and pepper. And once the pepper were just slightly softened, I added 2 eggs and made a scramble. Then I assembled the tacos with a little bit of guac and then scramble on top of it. And this was so good, especially with some sriracha or Tabasco. And you know what else I should have added? Like a bit of feta cheese and maybe coriander. It would have made it so much better, so I'll definitely try it next time. For lunch, I had another salad because I feel like once I get into the mood for one particular food type, I eat it almost every day until a new obsession kicks in. So this week is really all about salads for lunch and ice cream as snacks. The dressing I made was the same one as yesterday, so basically some olive oil, apple cider vinegar, mustard, salt and pepper. But I honestly feel like a salad dressing completely defines the taste, so I'd love to experiment a little bit with like different tastes and different dressing types. I usually actually default to this one, or like a basic yogurt, lemon and garlic dressing, or blue cheese dressing, but the options are really endless, so I will look into this a little bit more to make my salads a bit more diverse and also interesting. And I feel like my salad for lunch obsession isn't going away anytime soon, so I think it will come in very handy. As a snack, I just had some fruit, nuts and also a croissant. And then for dinner, we actually went for a picnic. The spot is absolutely stunning, and it's the only place in Geneva where dogs can actually bathe in the lake. So this is where I go to when I want my dog fix, when I'm missing chili a little bit too much. We had some fresh veggies, rotisserie chicken, hummus, olives, and a fresh baguette with a little bit of rosé wine. I generally love meals you can eat with your hands because I feel like they just taste so much better. And I also love when there's like a mix of different plates and dishes and different flavors, because it feels as if you're eating multiple dinners at once. So this type of dinner is definitely my kind of thing. And that was Tuesday. On Wednesday, I made another porridge variation, this time with buckwheat. I find it quite interesting that in Poland, buckwheat is really cheap, but when I buy it abroad, the price is so much higher. And it's not just because of the general price differences between Poland and like Western countries. I feel it's also because people kind of realize that buckwheat and all these types of like grains are very healthy, and so they are bumping up the price because they are healthy. Anyways, it's a great base for a porridge if you want a bit of a change from your regular oats. So here I just cooked the buckwheat. It takes about 20 minutes, but you can also do it in the evening before and just store it in the fridge. And then I served it with some coconut yogurt and the usual toppings, so blueberries, strawberries, and also added some almond flakes. Dark chocolate and peanut butter would have been amazing here as well. It was so good. As a snack, I had a quick banana and strawberry smoothie with some extra chia seeds. And then we wanted to make use of the great weather and went for a long walk in an area we've never been to. And I think I found my new picnic hotspot, especially that it was so empty. Like, we hardly encountered anyone on our way there. For lunch, I wanted to finish the rotisserie chicken, and so I made a sandwich with the chicken breast, which is actually usually quite dry in a rotisserie chicken, so it's perfect for sandwiches that you can elevate with tomatoes and other juicy ingredients. So I had some whole wheat toasted bread, some mustard, crunchy lettuce, the chicken breast, tomatoes, salt, and it was ready to go. On second thought, I could have also added some old cheese here as well. It would have definitely added that extra something. For dinner, Mark made some beef meatballs with tomato sauce and rice, which was super good. I actually felt like I needed some extra veggies, so I transformed it into a bowl with some salad and also julienne carrots. And then came Thursday, which I started with another bowl of chia seeds mixed with some yogurt, berries, and I think I also added almonds, which isn't shown here. Clearly still waking up. Lunch was actually amazing, and it was shrimp tacos with some guac. So to make them, I fried the shrimp with a little bit of garlic, which actually isn't shown here. I also grilled the tortillas and made the guac. I also chopped some radishes, assembled everything together and topped with spring onion. As a snack, I had a raspberry and banana smoothie with some nuts and dates. Nothing fancy, super quick and easy. Dinner was also super simple, made of leftovers. While I love cooking, on most days I actually just want to make food that's super quick and convenient. And I usually find myself working or doing something until like 7-8 p.m. Then I just realistically don't want to spend an hour preparing a really nice fancy meal, so I usually gravitate towards quick and simple solutions. And this is why this is the 4th time in this video that you see me eat a rotisserie chicken, because it's just so easy and having it on hand makes life really convenient. I served it with some leftover potatoes from a few days ago that I fried until golden brown. I love them so much. And to add some veggies, I made some green beans and cooked carrots, and that was that. Nothing fancy, but still delicious and healthy. And on Friday, I actually forgot to film what I ate for breakfast, so instead I'm plugging in a breakfast I made this morning. For lunch, yes, I had another salad, and it was one with fresh red peppers, arugula, avocado, canned tuna, and the same dressing I've been making all week. I topped it off with cooked quinoa, and there you go. Again, super quick, very tasty and nutritious. As a snack, yes, you guessed it, I had ice cream. This time I served it with some chewy peanut butter and dark chocolate, which I tried to rasp, but this clearly didn't work out, so I just chopped it and then added it on top. And this was truly amazing. In the evening, my motivation to continue filming was also super low, so I didn't film the dinner. So I'm also adding a meal that I prepared actually yesterday night. So a few days after I finished filming the whole video. I was really craving a mushroom creamy sauce pasta with cheese after seeing it a few times on Instagram, and so I made something similar. So I melted some butter and heated the garlic until it was fragrant. And in the meantime, I prepped these mushrooms. I'm actually not sure what they are called. I think it's oyster mushrooms. These are actually also amazing when you just fry them whole in butter, and they become so crispy on the outside and are a great addition to salads or main meals. But here I just chopped them. added them to the garlic and let it cook for a while until they softened. In the meantime, I prepped my chicken by seasoning with salt, pepper and some chili, then shoved it in the grill and took it out golden and crispy on the outside, but really soft and juicy on the inside. And it's actually weird because the grill is supposed to automatically calculate the thickness and also the time it requires to cook it, but here it was telling me to continue cooking it for another 15 minutes, even though it was clearly very ready. So once the mushrooms were softened, I added a bit of heavy cream for that creamy texture and also added this herb, which I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's sage. Then I seasoned with salt and pepper and then cooked it for a while until the flavors kind of mixed together. In the meantime, I cooked some whole wheat pasta. And once it was all ready, I served it with parmesan, and oh man, did it satisfy my craving. It was perfection. And that was it. That's what I ate in a week. Like I said, in 2 weeks, I'm planning to release a video that's a combination of what I eat, but also a little bit of science behind it. So if that's something that's of interest, make sure to subscribe and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.